was scheduled for a new tattoo, which I'd already planned and designed for myself. It would be my first tattoo visible in short sleeves, the only one branding me as a counterculture degenerate in the small Texas town in which I resided. I decided to change the tattoo last minute, forgoing my own design for something grander, with more meaning. If I were to have a symbol, it would be one I respect. I got Dr. Manhattan's hydrogen atom symbol. I thought it was cool. I thought Manhattan's story was transcendent compared to not just superheroes, but most characters we see and read in popular fiction. The power it represents to me is my own will and my ability to make myself the person I want to be, the best version of that person.
A rooftop in the past, I pull her 16-year-old body to me, breathing her perfume.
Also, she's related to Hooded Justice. It's so epic, guys. Okay, on to episode 4. You really don't need the context from the other episodes. This show is awful. This is the main villain of the show. That's it. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will. And then Rorschach beats up all the bad guys, and Dr. Manhattan says, God not real or something. And then Rorschach says, you touch kids, motherfucker. And then Dr. Blackman goes to jail forever.
We all dressed in black. We stuck up around the back.
Also, this scene right here, we're gonna get back to that a little later. Angela's car is back, yay. Oh yeah, these are nostalgia, these will be important. Oh yeah, and then here's our first dead end because this show was supposed to have 2 seasons. Lube Man.
Bleach.
Oh yeah, Laurie's taking over the police department.
William Reeves. Apparently he was a cop in New York City, the 40s and 50s.
So that's obviously the old man, and then that's obviously Hooded Justice. Now we get to go back to the scene from earlier.
Is your grandfather. Will's genetic profile directly matches 2 individuals in our ancestral database.
Okay, so now we know he moved from Tulsa to New York, and then went back to Tulsa again. Okay, awesome. Oh yeah, and then they investigate Lady True, who's the woman from the beginning of the episode. And then Vite does nothing but waste my time. Now you see, if you've watched the show, then you get what this is referencing. That means the show is smart. Oh no, and he's working with the evil woman, no!
Was he wearing a Rorschach and saying tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock?
Tick-tock. Tick-tock. Tick-tock.
How could this have happened? A black white supremacist.
Now we'll get to that part in episode 6. What I want to go over right now is a part earlier in the episode.
Well, people who wear masks are driven by trauma. They're obsessed with justice because of some injustice they suffered, usually when they were kids. Ergo, the mask. It hides the pain.
Now that's not necessarily true. We can already get the comedian off because, as we all know, he just kinda did it one day. And since they never explain it away, I'm correct. Next up is Night Owl because he was inspired by Night Owl, therefore not because of trauma. Next up is Laurie herself because she was pushed into it by her mother. We all know this.
Tonight about my trauma.
Really?
Absolutely. There are no secrets in this car.
Her dad tried to rape her mom.
Well, I'm so glad we got this time to know each other better.
Now, at the end of the book, they do say something about going on adventures still. However, I kinda doubt it had that great of an impact when compared to... Take that, Damon Lindelof. I don't even like Lost. Vite did it to be like Alexander the Great. And Dr. Manhattan just can't help it.
Her 16-year-old body.
This one, I'm not even gonna bad talk. I think this is a good episode. I'd recommend it. Vite admitted to committing half a Holocaust and put it on a DVD.
An elaborate, meticulously engineered hoax.
I did it! I did it!
Honestly, it's not that bad. Solid 8, I'd say. Now we're on to possibly the biggest, most lore-rich episode of Watchmen. Angela took too much nostalgia, and now she's suffering, and now she sees the memories of her grandfather, who is portrayed in this episode as morally gray when he does nothing wrong in the crime-fighting division.
Because you are an angry, angry man, William Reeves.
So he joins the police force, but they're secretly a clan. But then with the power of being lynched, he now has the power to stop people from getting mugged. Now you see, you'll notice something about this episode. It tries to mirror his escapades as mentioned in the Under the Hood bits from the Watchmen book. However, it also does its own thing where actually it's not entirely accurate, which is what Before Watchmen did in an infinitely better way. Anyways.
And if you want to stay a hero, townsfolk gonna need to think one of their own's under it.
So now he has to pretend to be a German guy? Wait, what do you mean he doesn't?
I believe there is a vast and insidious conspiracy at play in the city.
Say what you will about the 2009 one, but at least they got that right.
Little bastard.
Say what you will about the animated one, but it does also do something with his voice.
You sick little bastard! I'm gonna break your neck.
Which also, fun fact, in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, he's voiced by John Marshall Jones. He's in Con Air. And then he breaks into a supermarket, and then he beats up a bunch of clans people, and then he finds out they're trying to mesmerize people. And then it's like the opposite of what they say happens in the comics. And then Nelson Gardner is there, and then he's like, oh, you should join my team.
No.
Yes.
He is now 2 for 2 on the good thing, bad thing list.
About the first time you saw me.
Would you not again?
Tell me.
I woke up in the tall grass, but then I heard a cry, and I said, okay. And she stopped crying. You stopped crying.
Don't you ever make me start again, William Reeves.
Now, the weird thing about this scene is that he's... Oh my god. I didn't know you were that bad. Now, one might say that detail doesn't matter. However, 7 years, and you're growing up together, I'd expect to be more like brother and sister, not Woody Allen over here.
Because I'm pregnant.
There seems to have been a riot down at a movie theater, and they say they saw flashing lights. Ooh.
A bright light going on and off. And the whole room was full of lightning. And I heard a voice inside my head, and it said... It told me I had to hurt people.
And then Will thwarts their evil plan. None of this is really morally gray. Him and his personal life is kinda shitty for cheating on his wife. However, killing people that want to make black people riot with some fucking stupid project. They have a plot point in the show that they caused the Harlem riots with a magic projector. Think about the outstanding cinematography. Don't even get me started on the outstanding writing. Oh wait, no, we can't forget best sound mixing. Oh, and don't even laugh about outstanding sound editing. And then his son puts on some of the makeup and he washes his face just a little too hard.
I was just trying to take it off.
You can't take it off. You can't ever take it off.
It's not true. I can't take
You
it off.
can't. You need to hide under that hood because you can't stand to see what you become.
Sorry, dude, it looks like you're 3 to 4. You're just a little too rough with that towel this time.
Which me? You never should have done this.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not having fun with this show. However, I made a promise to myself that I would. Oh yeah, also, here's 2 free points for things I didn't mention in this episode. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta add another. And then Angela wakes up and the next episode's gonna be her memory. Angela has memories of buying a videotape and seeing her parents. So for those of you keeping up at home, this is Towel Too Rough Boy.
People who wear masks are dangerous, Angela. And we should be scared of them.
Why?
Well, they're hiding something.
I mean, he's not wrong. And then her parents get blown up by a terrorist. And then she's at Evil Asian Woman Hideout HQ. And then, oh no, the only good character of the show is missing. No, not Rorschach. And then it turns out secret racist Judd Crawford, his wife is racist and evil.
And what if Senator Joe used them to kill a bunch of police so that he could put all the cops in masks? And pretty soon no one can tell the good guys from the bad guys because everybody's covering their fucking faces.
They're the same picture.
So that's why this one only got 1 nominee. This show is an abortion.
Yeah.
My name is not.
Yeah.
And we finally come full circle. Dr. Albany is back. You know what? We haven't checked up on what Ozymandias was up to. Jeremy Irons, show us some of that Oscar-winning performance. Dr. Manhattan has moved on from 16-year-olds and has now moved on to Regina King. He likes taking his clothes off and then making a world on the moon of Jupiter, which is still in the same galaxy as Earth.
Until my mother falls in love with an officer of the SS.
You know what's funny? In Before Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan, his mother dies protecting him and his father. And then in order to conceal his identity, Dr. Manhattan has to go into blackface.
Why do they need to keep making their God-forsaken bombs?
You know, I hate to repeat points, but giant alien squid.
They make them feel safe.
Nice to see you again, John.
Okay, Damon Lindelof, I know why you did that. You know what? I'm gonna put a stop to it. There you go. And whoa, he's doing the squid thing.
It's not the 80s anymore, John. This kind of appropriation is considered quite problematic now.
Keep the money flipping, it's all I know. Been in and out of prison for a while, I know. Grew up in the ghetto, thugging in the game. They did their best to break us, but forever we remain untamed, 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 untamed.
And then he pulls out the little thing that Angela had when she... And it blocks his powers unless there's one scene in like the first or second episode where they get attacked by the White Knight. And then he teleported the guy away. And then he visits Will, and then he says...
How did he know Judd Crawford was a part of Cyclops? Ask him how did he know there was a fucking Klan robe hidden in his closet?
She wants to know how you knew Judd Crawford was a member of Cyclops, and how you knew he had a Klan robe hidden in his closet.
Who's Judd Crawford?
Sure, whatever, I don't care, chicken or the egg. But I don't care. But then the evil racists descend upon them, and then HBO puts all $5 of their special effects budget into some of the highest quality slop you will find.
Just enjoy this for a moment.
Let's just enjoy this for a moment.
I want my dollar back.
Get out of here! Just get out of here!
Fine, I'll get out.
Bye.
It's terrible.
Now in slow motion.
Terrible.
But then he's actually teleported by the evil racists. What are we gonna do now? Wait until the next episode. Did you know that Lady True's mom actually worked for Vite and then she inseminated herself because...
Fuck you, Ozymandias.
And then Lady True actually went up to Ozymandias in 2008 and then told him she is his daughter.
Because I'm your daughter.
And she actually sent a probe to the moon of Jupiter so that she can find Dr. Manhattan in the act. And then that's the thing he used in episode 5. And then he gets turned into a statue.
I'm going to destroy him and absorb his power.
And then that's exactly what the 7K are doing, and then not Rorschach is fine.
It's looking glass.
And then what's-his-face starts taking off his clothes because le reference. But then actually it messes up, and then they get teleported to where Lady True wanted them to be. And then her ultimate plan was to get the 7K to do all the dirty work. And then...
Mrs. Spetzy. What a pleasant surprise.
Ah, shit. My dad.
I wish I was after watching Bleach. And then the senator guy gets turned into goo, and then Dr. Manhattan teleports the 3 important ones away. And then big curtain reveal, Wade now knows that Lori and Ozymandias were in on the squid attack. Or more so, she knew about it, he did it.
You told him.
I didn't say shit.
You knew?
And on paper, that sounds cool, except it's the Watchmen show, so it's nothing. He doesn't have anything to say about that other than just...
Single-handed, unassisted mass murder on a scale not seen in human history.
His big plan to save the day is a bunch of hail.
I mean, every moment we were together, I pulled her 16-year-old body all at once.
And then Lady True is defeated at the end of the day. And then Angela's kids are okay, and so is Will.
You can't heal them from mass cancer. Wounds need air.
Unless you're Rorschach, then you can go fuck yourself. And then Adrian Veidt gets brought in to pay for his crimes. And now Angela misses Dr. Manhattan, but actually, Dr. Manhattan put all of his powers into an egg. By the way, I do not buy for a second that Damon Lindelof doesn't want to come back for creative reasons. This ending does not feel definitive enough for it to be a complete story. Which, you know what, compared to some of the other shows it was slated against, it did fairly well. However, I think it was the lower amount of viewers that it got, and the amount of money it cost per episode, that kind of stops it from even being in the talks. Did I have a bigger point than that? Oh yeah, the Peteypedia. There was an in-universe website that he wrote, and it doesn't exist anymore. Anyways, let's look at whatever little nuggets of information we can get. The first file is just them reintroducing technology after the whole giant squid thing. The next one is some article about Bass Reeves, which is a movie that Will watched when he was a kid. The third one is actually lore relevant and probably should have been brought up in the show. It basically just says Veight's been missing since 2012 and True bought all of his assets. And lastly, we have a little bit of history about Rorschach's journal, which again has a bunch of stuff that probably could have been brought up in the show. It's kind of cool to read about, honestly. Now we're on to the files from episode 2. The first one just talks about how Judd is dead. The next one is just Petey talking about the new season of American Hero Story. And then the third one talks about how the reparations came to be. Episode 3 is more the same. The first one is just Petey talking about the new episode of American Hero Story, and it's like a parallel to Watchmen. The next one is kind of boring. It's just talking about the SCOTUS or something, I don't know. The next one is a letter to Judd Crawford's grandpa or something. It's just to say, yeah, he's evil. That's it. Episode 4. Lori gets interrogated and then they bring up Dr. Manhattan dildo. The next one is just the design for it. Episode 5. Petey actually spits facts for once, because I don't care if you like this show. It's bleach to my eye holes. The next ones are just kind of in-universe pamphlets. That's kind of it. They're kind of cool, but that's about all they are, really. 6. It's either in episode 8 or the final episode where they go over to Mirror Guy's house. Man, I wish this kind of stuff was in the show. Memo 2. Now everyone knows that Hooded Justice is actually Will. Also, Petey's become slightly disillusioned. The next one is kind of just Lady True exists. 7. Petey talks about the movie that Angela liked as a child, and also that Will Reeves bought a theater in 1975 or something. The second one is how they brought Calvin back to life for Dr. Manhattan to become past tense of eat. Petey talks about this one article he wrote back in 2005, and how looking back at it, it's inspired him to go AWOL, presumably to be Lube Man in season 2. And then it goes on to have a summary of a fake book. Nah, Dale Petey is missing, and he's probably a superhero. That's it. Extra stuff. Really, the only important ones are the will and the picture of Lube Man. You can read all this on the Watchmen Wiki. Now one might say, why would you watch this? Moreover, why would you watch this several times? Just to go over 6 episodes and like 50 pictures from a TV show that no one watched, nor does anyone care about at this point. Because I hate myself and I need to. I watch Scream 5 and 6. Anytime I've described what happens in this show to my friends, with no hyperbole in anything I describe, they always say it sounds dumber and dumber every time I do. But then I see other people praising it to no end. And I wonder, did I get the wrong thing from the show? No, I don't think so. The show was written about the Tulsa Massacre not out of any story reason, but because Damon Lindelof found out about it like the summer before he started writing it. It was written about 2018 Twitter politics. It feels like 2018 Twitter politics. This show doesn't feel like it was made out of passion or love or care. It feels like it was made because it was a show Damon Lindelof could have made. And the thing about the original comic is it's almost like a Rorschach test. You take away whatever meaning you think is there. With this, since it has such well-defined bad guys, there is no wiggle room. Which is fine given the fact that it's like the Ku Klux Klan. But if you're gonna make a Watchmen show, have some moral ambiguity. Don't make it about the Klan. With this, it feels like it could have been just some random HBO drama like... Wait a minute. Oh my god, do you know what this means? HBO is run by a racist black man. I knew the Boondocks was onto something. I knew it! Anyways, next one might be on Doomsday Clock and Rorschach, maybe. I'm gonna try and do the Evangelion manga at some point, so that might be cool.
But also, I know the ending of Twin Peaks. I figured it out. I'm the Lynchian here.
But anyways, yeah, that's the end of Watchmen. Go watch Nope if you haven't. That movie's pretty baller. Django Unchained is also pretty good. Hateful Eight, you know, that's pretty good. But my top pick for Black History Month is a movie that came out fairly recently, but you might not have known about it. It's fairly obscure. It's this excellent, beautiful look into the culture, and it's called Horrible Bosses 2.
Now, how would I get in touch with you guys?
You go straight to Niggerdale.
Anyways, watch any episode of The Boondocks. That has Regina King in it, and it doesn't waste her talent, unlike this show. Even the not very good Christmas episode.
But Santa couldn't come this year. Just wasn't safe. Maybe next year.
So, he's real?
Real as Irish blood charging through my veins.
Top 5 Boondocks characters. Number 5, Huey. Number 4, Granddad. Number 3, Jasmine. Number 2, Tom. Number 1, Uncle Ruckus. See you on whatever topic I choose next.